All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all back to the Reyes Reflection podcast. Please do not forget to like, comment, and share the show. We are free to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, check me out on Instagram and TikTok at I'm Nathanael Reyes. Now, I like to think I have an eclectic spectrum of guests on the show, and I'm really trying to give a voice to the voiceless, which is ironic for the guest that I have on right now, as she was a contestant on this upcoming season of The Voice, or this past season of The Voice, rather. And she is on the come up with her music career, very talented artist, part-time model as well. I think I saw that. So, and we'll get into all that. So without further ado, please welcome the stunning, energetic Ava Lynn Thuresson. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. That was such a nice intro. Oh my gosh. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Of course, of course. Your name actually, as I was going over it, it actually has a nice ring to it. Have you ever been
It,
told that?
yes, it has a little bit of a rhyme to it, like
Yep.
Ava Lynn Thurston. I always try and tell people that because they have a hard time pronouncing my last name. So I say like, oh, it has a little bit of a rhyme, so it helps a little bit. But yeah, it has a little bit of a flow.
Yeah, like it just rhymes with my middle name. So if you could say my middle name right, if you could say Lynn right, you could say my last name right. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
I mentioned that you were modeling, so I think I saw something of clotheslines and dresses and stuff like that, right? Swimwear and things like that. Talk to me a little bit about how you got into that.
Yeah, literally, I was 14, a freshman in high school, and then this dress company, Mia Bella Couture, DM'd me on Instagram after I posted a photo. I just got my braces off, so I was like smiling all big, and they DM'd me and they're like, "Do you want to come in and try some shots?" And then literally, the owners of that company I've become like really close friends with. They just had their second child, and like they moved to Dallas, so I've gone to shoots in Dallas and I've gone to kind of all around with them. And then because of that, I got a lot of makeup modeling, just from local makeup artists or local like makeup brands. Um, but yeah, it's been really fun and it's honestly helped a lot for the voice because I have a lot of content, that looks a little bit more professional and but yeah, I've definitely gone on some really cold shoots on the beach and everything like that. But yeah, I do model a little bit. It's really fun.
I've tried to do some, and
Oh,
it's just not it's not for me because I like to smile in a lot of the things that I do, and
oh
there's a lot of
yeah.
times where you really can't smile. You're actually supposed to
Hmm.
like kind of have a candid face, and
Yeah.
and and I hey, I won best smile in high school for a reason, so
Aw,
I like to show it off. So
as
I
you
don't think the
should.
modeling way is gonna go for me, but um I do like to kind of take photos and things like that. Now, are you planning on having a career in modeling? I know we said you were on The Voice, and we'll get into that this episode. But are you looking to have a career in like the modeling, singing, acting, that type of avenue? Like, where does Ava see herself?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like that's a route that is probably the most lucrative route for me. Kind of making myself like a brand, I guess, in like the least derogatory way. But I definitely see myself doing a bunch of different avenues that surround me being a musician. But it is like everything with modeling, thankfully, has kind of fallen into my lap and I haven't really gone after it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would love to kind of put a lot of energy into modeling. I'm not the best actress, but I can definitely make it work with singing and everything like that. But yeah, I'd love to be kind of multifaceted in a lot of different things.
And you could take classes to help yourself get better, improve
Yeah.
as an actress. I've done some acting classes. I was in a horror movie, not a good one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not a good one. I'll admit it. It was some like, you know how they say like B level film. This was like Z level. um,
I
but
could I could definitely do a horror film. I have a pretty good scream, so I feel like I could. I wouldn't even need to act. I'd actually be scared. Like
y- you're like I would legitimately be terrified, so that wouldn't even be a problem.
it wouldn't be an issue. I could do horror films, but
So
that's fun though.
how do you do in the do those haunted houses, those type of things?
Oh my gosh, I'm really bad when it comes to that. I've done a couple, like in high school or,
Yeah, with your friends. Yep.
yeah, with your friends. But I just, I'm the type of person where I get like really like clamped up, so I just bolt through those. I can't just pretend like I'm not scared. Like I just scream and get it over with. But those
So
are
you're like get me in and out, get me through this thing, but
as fast as
but
I
you'll do
possibly
it.
could. Yes, I'll do it. I will do it. I like Halloween. Like I like that type of stuff. My mom's more of like a Disney Halloween. Like she likes Mickey Mouse, but I like Halloween and I like the stuff like that. But I'm definitely more of like a Valentine's Day, Christmas, like that type of person.
You're like put me in front of the ones where there's some warmth and happiness and
Yeah,
love and joy.
and
I
love. Yes.
I can see that. I can see that. All
Yeah.
fun regardless. All fun regardless.
Yeah.
Now I know we were gonna do an episode earlier, but you took a final, so you're a
Oh my
student
gosh.
at
Yes.
UC Berkeley. Is that correct?
That's right. I'm in my finals week. I'm so sorry about missing that. I
Please do
literally,
not.
oh my
That is
God.
okay. It is a okay.
But yeah, I've been thinking about transferring just so I can have a little bit, just so I'm closer to LA. But yeah, right now I'm at Berkeley, so it's a great school to be at.
Is that Southern California, Northern California? I'm unfamiliar.
It's Northern California.
Is it, so like San Fran? Is that like up in that area? Or is that too far?
Yes, yeah. So like I'm kind of inland, I guess, from San Francisco. But it's hard. I love Northern California, but it's hard for entertainment. There's just not a lot of um, it's not like LA. It's definitely a little bit more like granola and but it's nevertheless, it's a great place to be.
Yeah, yeah. What are you studying there?
Right now I'm undeclared. I'm just a freshman, so I don't really know, but probably media studies or business, one of those. Um, Surprisingly not music, but yeah.
Your ultimate goal is to some way or form get down Southern California in the LA area, right?
Yeah, definitely LA is kind of the goal. I've even been looking at Nashville. I just went out to Nashville for this little, we had like a voice reunion, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
I
with a
saw that
bunch
on a few people's Instagrams.
Yeah, it was really awesome just to see everyone again. And we all just are really supportive of each other. But a lot of people are moving to Nashville. My partner back on Team Camila, he's moving to Nashville from Florida. So I know a lot of people there. It's a great place for country music, but I don't know if I'm like country, it's kind of hard to put myself in that box. But yeah, all the voice contestants are. There's a great spot in Nashville where I know a lot of people.
So you see yourself in LA or Nashville at the moment right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I hear you. I'm on the East Coast, but I'm looking to transition out into the West Coast. So,
Yes.
and I actually might be in LA in the next year. So, I
Oh
mean,
my gosh.
if
Well,
that's the
that's
case,
so exciting.
yeah, if that's the case and our timelines match up, we'll definitely have to connect out there. That most
For
definitely. Yeah.
sure. Yeah, LA is a big place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's good to have people that you know.
And one of the reasons why I plan on making that transition is because I'm on the East Coast, Massachusetts, and one of the things that I think what really attracts me to that area is there's a lot of like-minded individuals of trying to put
Mhm.
yourself out there, whether it be in
Yeah.
media space, your case, music, modeling, acting, and so I find it that there's a lot of people who understand that lifestyle and that grind, whereas in some cases, in certain areas, some people may not understand that. And even for yourself being in Northern California, I think
Hmm.
the mindset of Northern California is even different than LA, San Diego, places where people it's 70 degrees all year round and they're
Yeah,
on the beach,
yeah.
things like that. So, yeah.
No, 100%. I even felt that way in, I always feel that way in school because I went to like a sporty high school and then I went to like a really academic college. So I always am struggling to find people that I resonate with, like when it comes to
Same.
music or when it comes to production or anything like that. Um, and they kind of all like we all joke about like what I like versus like what they like, but
Yep.
it is hard to not be surrounded by people that have similar interests as you. It's it's something that if people do have that, don't take it for granted because it's a great thing to have. That was like The Voice actually. It was like a community of people all with the same interests. Everyone loved music.
Right.
So that it was just such a good vibe because everyone was just really supportive and just loved music. So it was just a great vibe overall.
And nothing against even what you're saying, nothing against the people that like to kind of have
Yeah.
that one track mind, but I couldn't agree with you more. And I feel like I have also to have experienced things like that where I have friends and family members who it'll be with a bunch of people who also are like minded in that sense of, hey, I was born and raised in Iowa and I was tired
Yeah.
of living in Iowa forever. So now I moved out to California just to see what it is. And
Yeah.
just different places, and even yourself, because you grew up in Santa Barbara, is that correct?
I kind of grew up all over the place. I grew
Okay.
up like inland LA for a little bit, and then I moved to North Carolina, and then I
Oh,
moved
no
to
way.
San Diego, and then now I'm in Santa Barbara. So I've been all over the place.
Is there a reason for that? Like, was there some family thing, or what was, or is just cuz?
Yeah, I mean, some of it was my dad's job. He like worked in sports. And then we moved back to California to be with family again.
Okay.
Because yeah, just to be with family again. And then we kind of decided this is probably where we're gonna stay like for a while, just because California for all of us is like a great place for what we're interested in. My sister, she models too, and she's a writer, and so she's she has like an internship in LA. It's like it's just a good place to be, for what my family's interested in. But yeah, I've moved all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. So you've seen it. You've seen it all. And one of the things that I really like about California, as we're just loving that state, is you can go a few hours up north and you can ski. But then you
Hmm.
can also go a few hours down
Exactly.
south and you're just in sunny, beautiful California. So it's just kind of, and then you can also go in other areas, and there is, like you said, inland. There is some areas where there's like more farm town, farm community, things like that, and more
Hmm.
rural rather. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, so it's just something that that's one of the reasons why I've always been interested in, and I like, because it's like, well, if I get the itch to wanna, I've never skied once in my life, but if I get the itch to want to do so, I guess I could just make a
You
trip up north
could,
to do it.
you could take a trip and then you can get in one of those little school ski schools and then it'll be you should learn how to ski. It's really fun. It's
Do
it's
you
a
like
great
to? Are you a
time.
skier?
I love skiing. I was
Really?
just talking to my friends about skiing. It's so much fun and we always like get hot chocolate and but I've been skiing for a while so I love skiing. It's really fun.
So if I make my way out there, we might have to make a trip up north, and you may have to teach me on the bunny slopes. Then
Yeah.
that's what the little ones are called, right? They're called bunny
Yeah,
slopes.
bunny
Yeah,
slopes. But it's, you got to start somewhere. And
right. I'm more into tubing. Like put me on
oh
that little
yeah.
tube. You know what it is? It's I'm not really afraid. Afraid is the wrong term that I was going to use. I was going to say I'm afraid of wiping out. I'm not really afraid of wiping out
Mm,
because it'll happen. Because it even happens when you're on a tube. It happens. but I just feel like I would be able to have more control on a tube rather than a ski. But you know what, Ava, you've convinced me. I need to at least go on one slope in my
Yes.
life. Okay, I will do that. I will go on one slope.
And if you absolutely hate it, you can just park yourself in a lodge and drink hot chocolate for the rest of the day.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's definitely what I'll do. So you talked about siblings. So and you have a sister, older, younger.
I have an older sister and a younger sister.
Oh, so you're the middle.
Yes, I'm the middle child.
Team
It's a
team middle child.
it's
I
a
knew we had a
great place to
I knew we had a
be.
connection.
Oh my gosh. Do you have an older and younger? Or...
So I don't even know how you would describe the dynamic of my family. So I have older siblings, but then we have ones that like my mother has fostered and adopted,
Oh,
which
okay.
because we've grown up with them, we just
Yeah.
say they are. And then my dad has remarried. He's also had more, but so we like to call ourselves the originals, like which is such a bad way to kind of put it, I guess you could say. But the originals of just my mother and my father, I'm the middle. But in the
Okay.
extension of the fostering and my dad remarrying and having more and just having more half siblings, which I still just call my siblings.
Yeah.
I fall closer to the top in that way.
Okay.
And one of the older ones, but it's just one of those things. You gotta love family dynamics.
Oh my
It's a
gosh, yeah.
lovely thing.
It's always like, well, let me just explain. Like, I
Yeah,
have so many cousins and everything, so definitely get that. But yeah, middle child is definitely the best place to be. They're always the best people. Yeah, usually pretty chill.
the creative ones. I've read somewhere that they're
Yes.
the creative ones. They're the more outgoing ones. So look
Yeah,
at that.
I
See,
would agree with that.
there's that like-minded. So all the people in LA, we're just gonna go ahead and say they have to be middle children. They just have to be the middle children. That they're all just people suffering from middle child syndrome, and they want to break out of that.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I'm the middle child. I have an older sister and a younger sister. And they're both very girly. It's like a very girly household, like Barbie movies, Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
makeup, modeling, everything like that. So
And you
it's a
said you
good
went to
vibe.
a sporty high school, right?
Yeah, I was on this really competitive dance team for like all 4 years. But my sister went to this really like academic private school, high school. Um, I went to a Catholic school, so it was private too, but hers was more like uppity, like scary gossip girl. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to a sporty, big, fun, rah rah high school, so it was a good time. But
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Other than dance, did you do any other sports?
Up until eighth grade, I did soccer,
Cool.
and I loved soccer. But I definitely, sorry, oh my gosh, it's early in the morning here.
No worries. I know. Ava is doing this, and it's like what 10? Is it 10? 10
It's
where
not
you
even
are?
it's not even that early. It's 10:30, but it's early for
Hey, you rolled out of bed. You rolled out of bed 45 minutes ago, right? And you look like
me.
that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I fully rolled out of bed. That is exactly what happened. And I was like doing my makeup with my roommates, like completely dead asleep.
Hey,
Mm.
it's a little after 1 here, and I look like I rolled out of bed. So I don't blame.
Yeah.
I'm in my comfy clothes, and so I don't blame you one bit. So
Oh my gosh. But
I wanna circle back with you. Talked about your cousins, and
um
you lived near them, right? You lucked out, and they were right next door. I think you said you had some sort of yellow slide that you
yeah.
would connect them, which I think you lucked out in a great way because your cousins are your first best friends. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I always say your cousins are truly your first best friends. Talk to me a little bit about that and what was that like growing up? I mean, obviously you did have an extended family. You're playing with your siblings, but you also have your cousins too. What was that like?
Yeah, whenever I think of my childhood, I'm like, did I have any friends besides my cousins? Like, We literally spent every single day, like every minute of every day together. Their backyard had a pool and
Yep.
like a trampoline, and then our backyard had like a little bit of like a basketball hoop and a play set. So we would just switch in between, and we would have parades and all of that. It was like the ideal childhood for like 8 years. And then we moved to North Carolina. That was a sad move.
Oh, yeah.
I know it was
It
it was
sounds like it would
really
be
sad.
a upsetting move.
It was sad, but North Carolina was just as great in just a different way. It was amazing people, and the seasons were beautiful. And coming from California, it was just a great southern vibe. But yeah, growing up next door to my cousins, it was literally ideal. It was just whenever we think back about it, was the first song I ever wrote was about that. And just whenever I think back about it, it's like bittersweet because it's just such a happy place and such like a warm time in all of our lives. So it was a great time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that. However, you also did have a tragedy. Is that with one of your cousins? Is that correct? You and that's Dawson, I believe, was it, and that's the reason why you got into music, right? There was an unfortunate tragedy when he was 13 years old. Is that correct?
When I was 13,
Oh,
so
when
he
you were
was
13. Okay.
yeah, so he was 20, and that's actually why we moved back to California, because we just wanted to be by family again, and it was definitely even since then, that was like 6 years ago, um, and even just since then, I it still feels like we're picking up the pieces a little bit and trying to
Yep.
make things the way they were, but obviously, it's never going to go back to the way that they were. But yeah, he was a pivotal point in my music because I never really took it seriously. And then I wrote a song, just kind of like came out of nowhere. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is something I really want to continue doing. So yeah, he was definitely a pivotal point.
And the song was in honor of Dawson. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was. It was, I talk about his old guitar and,
Yeah.
him just playing and when things were kind of like the happy days, and now it's not the same as it was. So just kind of like reminiscing and
Yep.
talking about, when things were really happy with all of our families and everything like that. But yeah, it is in honor of Dawson, and I tried to kind of use my time on The Voice like in honor of him, just because I feel like he got me to that point.
I think you said that too. I think you said something about how you played some music with him on his guitar for a little bit, and then you stopped after the unfortunate tragedy of his passing, and then you, after a little bit of time, you picked it back up. That honestly, that's so beautiful because it's something. When I hear that, that's something that you'd almost see in a movie. Like it's something you'd
No,
almost even just the storyline of how you were into music and how he helped tie that in for you, and you had a love for music, but then unfortunately because of that you kind of put it away, but then you realize that the way to represent him is through music and
yeah,
is through that point. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing. I'm glad that you were able to shed some exposure to that on this on your time on The Voice. I'm really glad that you will continue to do it as well, because I think I saw you have a hashtag on your profile, right?
yeah, that's right. Love Like Dawson. My cousin started it right after his passing, just because he really did, embody everything that is so great about love. And
Yeah.
I always kind of joke with people like I'm kind of a hopeless romantic. I love love. I'm just like that person. So he really is an idol for me because he just showed everyone how to really unconditionally love, like really wholeheartedly love. So not only yeah does he influence me in my music, but he just influences an everyday life, how I want to live, how I want to love, and but yeah, I keep that hashtag's been there since seventh grade, and I tend to keep it there. I don't really like to put a lot in my bio, even just I put like the little voice thing, and I was like, oh, I feel so cheesy, but yeah, that'll definitely keep at the top. That's definitely my number one.
Well, that shows how much it means to you, and I'm so thankful that you shared some of that in your experience. And I think just representing him daily, I've unfortunately lost some really close people as well, some good friends and some family members. And one of the things that I always like to say is you're a living representation of that individual, and you carry that person on because they've touched your life, and you've been able to even just share the story in different ways. I'm sure you've shared it in other individuals as well, and I appreciate you taking the time to share some of that with me,
Yeah.
and being vulnerable in that regard.
No, yeah, thank you for asking about it. It's nice to talk about it. It's something that I always think about, so it's nice to share about him and talk about him.
It's live like Dawson, is that, or love like Dawson?
Love like Dawson, yeah.
Love like Dawson. I mean, either one, right? Live or in love. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
exactly.
either one.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Thank you again.
Yeah.
I think on The Voice you had a promo like when they introduce who you are. You were a pretty bubbly person just from the beginning. You know, telling your mom to shush, and she was being obnoxious. But
Oh my
I,
gosh, that was so embarrassing. Oh my gosh, that was so
I
bad. We did not know the cameras were rolling then.
is that what happened? So the cameras were
Yes.
rolling, and
No,
yeah.
we had to do this like awkward like hugging thing where we had to like I don't know, it was silent. You couldn't talk because everyone else's like interviews were going on in the back.
Okay.
And and like we had to like hug each other and like I'm just like not like a big hugger. I don't know, I'm just like awkward about it. And
I
so
am
we had
too.
to
I'm the
like
same way.
yeah, like I'm just like awkward about it. And my mom like we were called like the giggly girls, like the camera crew would always call us the giggly girls because we would like awkwardly laugh.
Yep.
And then like we were like, oh my gosh, like because the guy in the back was like, okay, one more time, like for their shot. And we were like, oh my God, one more time. Like, does that mean we're like messing them up? Like, and then my older sister was like, we're so loud and obnoxious, like all this stuff. But yeah, anyway, I didn't know that they were filming that, so that
No,
was like fully candid, but
that was awesome. I thought that was really awesome, and it was just
so funny.
genuine. But I think in your promo you said that you started publicly singing in dive bars in your
Yeah.
hometown. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. My handyman, I started singing with him, and he's definitely older. So I would just walk into these because I lived on Coronado, which is like a military base,
Okay.
and or like half of it is a military base and like half of it is like not. But I lived with a bunch of military people, so we went into these little like military dive bars, and I would sing there, and then I would sing at um old like fundraisers or the yacht club,
Yeah.
but yeah,
How
I
how
just
how old were you when you were doing those performances?
this was literally right before The Voice, so I was 17,
Oh, so
17.
yeah, and you were in high school.
Yeah, yeah. I was in high school, um, and I would just sing at least like dive bars. But it was a good experience before The Voice because I kind of went from 0 to 100 with The Voice. Like I really came from like singing in my bedroom and a bar a couple of times to to The Voice. So I was really nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your go-to song in those type of live dive bar performances?
Probably the one I auditioned with. It's this like old Elvin Bishop song. It's called "Fooled Around and Fell in Love."
Okay.
It has a lot of soul, and a lot of like, and I don't know when people would hear. Oh, also maybe I'm amazed. My pianist really liked that one. But yeah, they were both like really old songs, so I feel like a lot of those people knew those songs. But
Ones that they could relate to, right?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
that what yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
One but yeah, that's kind of where I started was in dive bars.
Hey, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
no, that's great. And you kind of did the same thing in your blind audition, because during your blind audition you sang "Baby One More Time,"
Oh
right,
my
by
gosh.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did a great version, by the way. So why did you choose that song as your blind audition song?
I I think I was influenced by Melanie Martinez. She was a contestant on The Voice a while ago, and she
Okay.
did "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And she made it like totally her own. And I kind of knew, especially with competition shows, you know, I do covers of songs all the time, and I totally make them different. I make them my own. Um, so I really wanted to like take that challenge. And
Yep.
I'm young, I'm 18, and I didn't know if my singing voice was something that they'd turn around for anyway. So I thought, I'm gonna show them what I really love, which is to take music and kind of make it my own.
Yep.
um but yeah, we kind of made it like a rock, like
Yeah.
country version.
Yeah, I
um
liked it. That's why it was a good version of it. It was one that, like, if it was on iTunes, I would have downloaded that version.
Oh wow. Well, thanks. But yeah, it was quite the leap of faith. I was so nervous. I because it's like an iconic song, so I didn't.
Yes.
I was really nervous, but it worked out because even in the promos, Camila was like, "I'm looking for someone to do something different,
Yep.
be something different." And so I went out there, I just graduated high school and I did something different. So there I was.
You're like, just got to do it. Whatever happens, happens. Let the
Yes,
chips fall where they may. Yep. I like that.
exactly.
Yeah. And so you mentioned Camila. So John Legend and Camila both turned for you,
That's
and
right.
you chose Camila. Why did you ultimately make that decision?
Everyone always is like, "How did you not choose John Legend? He's this icon."
The
Um,
John Legend. I mean, you wouldn't
the
have
John
gone
Legend.
wrong either way. You wouldn't have gone wrong either way,
No,
because
no,
they're
no.
both
Either
amazing.
exactly. I think you couldn't hear it in the recording, but everyone in um, like the not the stadium, but like the stage area,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
audience was all like Camila, 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 and I think it honestly was just me being a young girl on a singing competition show, and at one point she was a young girl on a singing competition show,
Right.
and she really just spoke to me about like confidence and about um, just kind of being a girl, I guess, and being a young girl, not really knowing her genre, not really, knowing everything. So she kind of seemed like the obvious choice at the moment. Um, and then meeting Charlie Puth, like,
Yeah,
dude,
that was so cool.
that was definitely, I was like, oh, I chose correctly. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and he's another icon too, and he's so talented, even just in his like beats, and like I see on his TikToks when he does like just
Yes.
the tapping noises and he like makes a beat out of it. I mean, the guy the guy's awesome. But you wouldn't have gone wrong with whoever you chose. You could have chose either one of them, and
Yeah.
you would have been fine, and you would have had great coaching. And I appreciate you sharing just from your perspective, because yeah, you're right. Like, Camila is on the we love John, but Camila is on the younger side. So you can kind
Yeah.
of relate to that a little bit more. She was on a competition singing reality TV show as well. So, you kind of could have seen and gotten some good intel to help you navigate yourself through the show. So, yeah, no, I mean,
Right.
you wouldn't have gone wrong either way. But so then you're progressing through the show. You're in the battles now, and you sang I think a pretty hard song. That's my opinion. I could maybe I don't
Yeah.
know, but
No, it was.
Rocket Man by Elton John. I mean, and I have in my notes here that while you were rehearsing with Charlie Puth, he said you remind him of Taylor Swift,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was definitely the highlight of 2022 for me.
right? I mean,
She,
you were compared to Tay Tay. I mean,
yeah, she's actually my number one listened to song on or artist on Spotify. But
oh, when
yeah,
you got your yearly wrapped up thing?
yeah, my
Yeah.
2022 Wrapped. But But yeah, that was crazy. And what's crazy about that is I didn't hear any of those compliments like until I watched it, like with everyone else because he's saying all of those things like backstage with the cameramen. The only real like compliment that I heard was just, I hit like a high G or whatever, and he was so nice about that. But watching it back, he was so nice and just talking about Taylor Swift and like I literally like my jaw was on the floor. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that.
So he never
But
said
yeah,
that to your face. He said that in
no,
post production behind.
yes,
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought
yeah.
he said it to you.
No, I would have. Oh my gosh, my reaction to that, I like actually don't even know what I would have said. But I wish that he said it to me so that I could have said thank you. But yeah, he said that post production, so I saw all of that. Like watching the episode is like you're reliving it again because you don't know what they're gonna put, like what they're gonna, because we don't
Cut
watch it
out. Yep.
prior.
Yep.
So we watch it when everyone else is watching it. So it's really nerve-wracking.
And I've heard from some other guests that I've had on that were on the show. They told me that the camera's rolling a lot of times. So, like for a majority of the time you're there. So, while the camera's rolling, you just end up saying things and doing things that you don't even realize it. And sometimes they cut it out. Sometimes they put it in. Like even you said, you didn't realize that interaction with your mom and your sister.
Yeah.
Uh, so, because you're just always there observing and things like that. So, it must it must have been for you one of those situations in which you didn't even realize it. Again, I didn't realize it. I thought he said it to you. I was like,
Yeah.
what a compliment to
What a
be
compliment.
to
Yeah.
to to even be in the same sentence.
No, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
It
but
was
you're doing something right then. You are doing something right. So,
doing something right. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was probably like my peak.
yeah.
I can't imagine getting unless I meet her. If I meet her, that's got to be my peak. But
Uh-huh.
um, yeah, but but it was Charlie Puth really made that whole experience for me, and my partner Orlando, he was
Great
so
guy.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so nice. Like he was like my older brother, like throughout the whole thing, and just always took the bullet. Like he was, we found out literally 10 minutes before that both of us had to sing by ourselves the whole way through in front of Charlie and Camila. And so I hadn't practiced like his part at all. Like I didn't know his. I mean, I knew it, of course, it's Elton John, but and so he was like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna go first," and like all this stuff. Like he was such a sweetheart. He like really made the experience.
Shout out Orlando. Yeah, I had him on the show. He's a great dude. Great dude.
He's
I had him.
awesome.
I had him on an earlier episode. But you did have an excellent showing. Unfortunately, you lost, and your time on the show was cut short. What have you been doing music wise since you left the show?
Lots of connections. I'm trying to make a lot of connections wherever I go in Nashville, meeting songwriters, meeting musicians, meeting producers. So I'm kind of trying to get like my bearings a little bit.
Yep.
And then I'm a songwriter, so I've written so many songs. But kind of next steps would just be to polish the songs and give them to labels and have them, like it and want to sign me and everything like that.
Yep.
But the number one thing people always tell me is build your socials, which is like a chore to me. It is it is not fun to post all the time, but I really am trying to get better about putting my music because I'm used to putting modeling and I'm used to putting photos of friends in college and but to post my music seems so vulnerable to me.
Yep.
So I'm definitely trying to get better at that, and posting my originals. Um, but yeah, next steps. I'm sure a lot of people on The Voice can attest to this, but it's the next steps are kind of scary because you don't really know like what to do because it's kind of a not so typical jump into like a music career.
Right.
But it's exciting nonetheless, and people are so excited about the voice and love to hear, what you have going on.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I always joke. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I really don't know what I'm doing. But I'm just trying to work and figure out how I can do what I love, which is music.
And you also have a full plate ahead with being a full-time student at the same time, whereas some
Yes.
other individuals, music has been a career for them for a considerable amount of years. And in your case, right now you have the exposure, but then after that, what happens? And I think one of them even said something to the effect of like, in a few weeks, everyone's gonna be going home anyways. So it's kind
Yeah,
of like what you do, on your own, I guess. So for
it's
you, the
true.
next
Yeah.
the next steps is really just polishing your own individual songwriting and then pushing out some your own content as well. Which you're
Yeah.
right, it does put you in a vulnerable state because it puts you in a state of criticism. And I think it's just one of those things where it's like you are very talented, and as long as you just kind of believe in that within yourself and just it's one of those things whenever you're pushing content out,
Yeah.
um, it could be a hit or miss, and but in your case, you are talented. You're doing great things, and continue
Thank
writing your
you.
songs because I would love to at some point hear the song for your cousin that you
Yeah.
wrote. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't know if you have that up anywhere or anything like that, but that would be really cool.
I think on YouTube, but not on my. I need to post an updated
Yeah,
kind of version of it, and I need to finish it. But that's a great idea. I should, because it's just getting over that hump of people are gonna
yeah.
hear what lyrics you've written, who you've written them about. You just have to get over it, and you have to,
It is
it
hard. It is hard.
yeah,
No, it's hard. It's especially like I said when you're in the society that we're in and social media, and as soon as you put something up, it's subject for just opinions, regardless whether
yeah.
they're positive or negative. But I think you just have to remind yourself that it's an opinion and that
Hmm.
just remain, steadfast and confident in who Ava is, and
Yeah,
because Ava's doing a lot of great things. Um,
yeah.
so I know you mentioned Taylor Swift. Do you have any other inspirations musically?
Definitely Justin Bieber.
The
And
Biebs.
I say that as, obviously
I
as
like Justin Bieber. Yeah.
yeah, like I actually do like musically really look up to him.
You're like
And
I don't have just Bieber fever.
yeah, yeah, like
I actually
I
No, he's
noticed
very
like,
talented music wise.
oh yeah, no, I mean he's crazy. If you watch his documentaries, he really is. I mean, he's been doing this since 13. Like
Right, right.
he's actually very talented. But
He's been in the limelight since he was a kid. I mean, you have
yeah,
to yeah, I mean, which is that's a whole another obstacle in it
yeah,
itself. So,
no,
I
it's
mean,
very cool.
he's a brave man. Good for him.
Yeah, but and then there's also country artists like Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen that have a lot of just like runs in their voice that are
Yep.
super soulful. I love that, and I love like the minor chords that they use, and so I definitely look up to them. Maren Morris is another like country crossover a little bit,
Yep.
um, and then I really like the old Carrie Underwood stuff, like the kind of like angsty almost, like before he cheats
Yeah.
and Cowboy Casanova and stuff. Like I kind of like that. I don't want to say rock, but like just like a lot of passion, a lot of emotion.
Yeah, like
That's
country
kind
with emotion and things like that,
yeah.
which she does. You want to know an interesting story about Carrie Underwood?
Mhm.
I actually didn't even know who she was until a couple weeks ago.
What?
Let me explain. Let me explain. I know, right? Let me give some context behind. So
Oh my God, what?
I was watching Sunday Night Football, okay, and she sings the intro to Sunday Night Football. I don't know if you know that, but she does.
No, I didn't know
And
that.
I'm like, who is this person? Like, like I don't even know. Like, and I was told, oh, she sings like it's Carrie Underwood. It's Carrie Underwood, and I'm like who? Like who? Yeah, I know, so bad, so bad. And then I'm like, I could not tell you one song by Carrie Underwood. But then when you list the songs, it's like, oh wait, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
It's just me.
Mhm.
I didn't know that that was Carrie Underwood. So
No, I get that.
it's just me. Yeah. So, and this happened fairly recent. This was probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So up
Oh my
until like 2 weeks
gosh.
ago, I actually didn't even 100% know who she was.
That's
Um,
crazy.
I know, right? Look at that. See, we're still learning every day. But
Oh my gosh, but no, no hate, especially if you don't like follow country. Um,
yeah,
because she is like the face of country like all the time.
yeah.
So people that follow country definitely like see her all the time. But if you don't, I mean, there's
I
definitely
got
been people that I don't know and like sports. I'm like I don't know.
you're not into
I don't
sports. Yeah,
I don't know any of them,
I got
but
into
yeah.
country later in life. I got into, and by the time I first got into country, I was introduced with just Chicken Fried by the Zach Brown Band,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, and that's one of those songs where you're like, all right, this is it puts me in a good mood. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and then Thomas Rhett. So like I was always
Oh
introduced,
yeah, he's
yeah,
great.
and then after that, it was always like Sam Hunt, and you said Morgan Wallen. I love Morgan Wallen. Seven
He's
Summers
great.
is my favorite
Oh,
song,
I love that song.
and I know he's doing some sort of tour, and I know people are like they're trying to get those tickets. But I love Morgan Wallen. I think he's
Mhm.
awesome. I love that album. That album with Seven Summers. I and
Yeah.
what more than my hometown or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, he's
He's
so good. He's
great.
so catchy. Yeah.
He was on the he was on The Voice.
Yes, and he made it as far as I made it. So he made it to the battles.
Yeah,
And his coach was Usher, I think.
really.
Two people turned around. It was Shakira and Usher, and then he chose Usher. And then he battled this guy, but he was singing like a pop song, and
Yeah,
the guy was like totally pop. Morgan Wallen's like super country.
yeah.
Um, so his voice, I mean, he sounded awesome, but it's just the song fit the other guy so much more, or so
Right.
much
Yeah.
better. But I always tell myself, I'm like, Morgan Wallen made it as far as I made it. Like, I can do it. I can make
You
it.
can. You can. It's at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's just a show, a competition show. And
Yeah.
sometimes the thing about competition shows and even primarily with music is just because someone won doesn't mean they're better. And that's something that I think I've started to notice, especially watching people who have been on music competition TV shows and things like that. There are people who have not won these type of shows, and they're creating their own
Yeah.
individual path. And at the end of the day, that's all music really is. It's you're
Yeah.
creating your own. Yes, you're grabbing these inspirations, which I just asked you, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be when you flip it on its head. It's gonna be what does Ava do by herself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody else. There's really no inspiration. There is inspiration, but it's really just now you're inspired to be yourself, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So,
Exactly. And that was I was almost excited to come home and go back to my own music, because you're not
yep,
singing covers anymore, you're singing, what you want and stuff. But that was something that I struggled with is it never felt like a competition to me. Like it always felt like a duet or it felt like just
yeah,
my own like, this is my song and this is what I did. Like so I was never in that mindset. I probably should have been. Like I probably could have gone farther if I like was in that mindset. But I was just like here for a good time. I was like, I just graduated high school. This is crazy. Like I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, I never thought of it as a competition. Just kind of something that was fun
yeah.
and yeah,
Still did great. Again, you still gave yourself exposure, and you're still gonna be able to create your own path in the music
yeah.
world. So, yeah, maybe you could have, gone farther if you were like, hey, I'm competing against this person. But you did. I want to. The last question I want to ask you about The Voice, and then I want to ask you some rapid fire questions. Did you have fun?
I had so much fun, and
Then that's all that matters.
it was during the summer, and it was so much fun. It was
Good.
a lot of fun. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's all that matters. You had
Yes.
fun. It was a great experience, one that you'll take with you for the rest of your life, and
Mhm.
you'll be able to share it and have a good time. And there's going to be people. I'm sure there'll be people who are in your situation as well, just fresh out of high school or even just young, and they reach out to you and ask you for advice and things like
Yeah.
that. So when it
That's my
happens,
favorite part is people
yeah,
reaching out to me just being like, I look up to you, I do this, I do that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so good to hear, and but yeah, especially young girls, because I'm like, I was in that spot, like I know exactly what's going on, but yeah, I'm always open for any advice people need or, you know, auditions or anything like that. But yeah.
perfect. So some rapid fire questions. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
When people chew with their mouth open. I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. It's so bad.
All right. Good thing I don't do that. Yeah, no. Yeah, I can see that because even just emulating it and being silly, like that's, I'm yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean
Yeah.
when people chew with their mouth open. Okay.
I'm just really sensitive to sounds, so I like that. I don't know, but
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, and I mean, like, it's just not like, I don't want to be harsh, but it's just also not polite. Like,
Yeah. No, it's not.
I don't need to see you take a bite of your burger.
No.
Like, I don't need to see your French fries. Like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with, hey, we're having dinner. You take a bite, and then we move on, type of deal. So,
Yeah.
no, I get it. I get it. I get it. On that note, what is your favorite food?
I love anything sweet. I love chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, me too.
Those
You're
are
speaking my
those are
language.
those are probably my favorite. And honestly, anything chocolate, like um, and I don't know. I'm very picky, but I like sweets. I'm a big sweet person.
I'm a sucker for like a warm, soft baked chocolate chip cookie. Oh my goodness.
Me
Yep.
too.
Well, it's still breakfast where you are.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna go ahead after we're done with this. I'll throw a cookie in the oven. No, I'm kidding. I
No,
don't
you
think.
should. Oh my gosh, sounds so good.
What is your favorite hobby?
That's a good one. I love dancing. I love my dogs. I love
Oh, good.
literally anything with my dogs. I love my dogs.
How many dogs do you
Um,
have?
I have two, and their names are Duke and Daisy. I have Daisy Duke. They're
That's so
so
cute.
cute and they're so fluffy and they're so sweet. And I love like sunsets, so I like walking my dogs like around sunset. And I love taking photos. I love photography too.
Do your dogs love the beach?
My boy dog likes the beach because I think he kind of grew up like going to the beach.
Yep.
And then my girl dog,
No.
she's a little bit chubby, so she like, I don't know, she doesn't really like physical activity. So the
She doesn't
beach,
like to exercise.
no, she's super chubby. Like she's not just a little bit chubby, she's like really chubby.
Really?
Um,
Do you have a
but
photo
she's
of them
so
like
cute.
on your Instagram or
Yes.
anything?
I have like their Instagram like I have an Instagram for them, but like she's so chubby.
Oh my goodness, but she's so cute. What breed is she?
She's a quarter golden retriever and three quarters Cavalier King Charles.
And then is Duke the same thing? Are they siblings?
He's a gold or no, he's a Cavalier King Charles. So
Okay.
they're like she's just a little bit she's supposed to be bigger, but she's bigger and like chubby. So
Yeah.
she's yeah, but
In
yeah.
both ways. She's bigger in both.
Yeah. Exactly.
Height and weight. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I have two as well. One's and
Oh.
it's hilarious. One's a black lab mix, and then the other is like the little dachshund, I think they're called, but they're like wiener dog. I like wiener dogs. It's fun. It's more fun
Oh.
to say wiener dog, and it's hilarious because he's only like 10 or 11 pounds, and the other one is like 91. But they are so funny together. They're like,
Oh.
and the big one is younger, so he's just
Oh,
like
that's like
he
mine.
yeah, he's just like a big goofy dude, and the other one is like an older man at this point. He's like, dude, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to play with you.
Oh,
But
mine are like
no,
that too. It's so funny.
yeah. So you get it. You get it. No, I'm a huge dog person. Love dogs.
Me
So,
too.
so you prefer? Do you prefer dogs over cats?
Yes,
Yeah, me
very
too.
much so. I'm kind of scared of cats.
Right,
My
me
mom,
too.
yeah, yeah, they're like kind of scary, but my mom's allergic, so we have like an excuse as to why we don't have cats. But I really am just scared of them. Like they're kind of scary.
I'm terrified of them, and here's one of the reasons why. So a cat could just be chilling and whatever, and all of a sudden the little claw. I know they're only like
Yeah.
nails, but like the claws are coming out of their hands. That scares me. I'm like, nope, nope, get away from me. Nope, please don't. Yeah,
I
I'm more of a
remember,
dog person.
no, I remember when I was a kid, I was just petting one, like whatever, and it just slashes me across the
Yeah,
face, like for no reason. I was like, so I'm scared of them. I don't, I don't like them.
when I was in high school, my best friend had a cat, and I walked by his cat one time, and the cat was a girl. She took a swipe at my Achilles, like just as I was walking by,
Oh
and
my
I'm like,
God.
dogs don't do that. Dogs love you.
No, no.
And my personality matches that of a dog's
Yeah.
more than a
No, me
cat's. Like
too.
I'm more of like happy, enthusiastic, energetic, not like I feel like cats. I don't know if you've ever like gone into a person's house who owns a cat. When you do, they almost look at you annoyed and
Yeah,
mad that you're there. Whereas like a
exactly.
dog will look at you and be happy that you're home and be like,
Oh, yeah.
"Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. I missed you." So
That's so true. Oh,
right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm more of a dog person. That's just who I am.
Mm,
Well,
me too.
these answers are great segues into my next question cuz and I'm not kidding cuz people can see my notes here, all right? My next question is if you could be an animal, what animal would you be?
Oh my gosh, probably something I could fly. I think my name on like some website when I was a kid when I looked it up is it means like bird-like or something.
Club penguin.
Um, yeah, like, I don't know, but I would be like something that could fly, like something pretty with like lots of colors, but something that could fly.
So a butterfly
Well, a butterfly actually would be really really cool, but something
or a
like really
peacock?
fast, like like um
A
like a
peacock?
parrot or something. I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
really. I don't
parrot.
really know birds, but something
Yeah.
fast and colorful that can fly. Because I've
Oh,
always wanted to fly. That's like,
a dragon. I mean, no, just
yeah, a dragon. Yeah,
now we're just
exactly.
now we're just
A
making things up.
Pegasus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Are you wait, yeah, Pegasus is a unicorn that can fly, right? Is that what
yeah,
it is? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
We're now,
Pegasus.
hey, mythical. I think mythical creatures are animals in some variation, right? I mean, yeah,
It's,
in some way. My high school mascot was a griffin.
oh,
So yeah, so like the half bird lion hybrid.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
the
kind of
Griffins.
funny.
Yeah. We were the Griffins. Um,
Oh.
not Peter Griffin. So all right, my last rapid fire question: what conspiracy theory do you most believe in?
I don't know if you're gonna believe this, but I actually don't know any conspiracy theories.
No
Like
conspiracy theories.
at all. I never got into YouTube. So
I never
I
got
just
into that side of YouTube.
I don't know. I I guess I'm more of like a math like person.
Okay.
So conspiracy theory, I guess like I would look at like crime stuff like John Benet Ramsey, you know that girl that like she was like a pageant girl they always say like was it her brother, was it her dad, was it
So like
and I
murder mystery.
yeah, so I think it was her like creepy neighbor because even just from the voice, I don't even have that many followers, but like I have so many creepy like people like that just randomly like send me like mail and stuff. So I believe it was some creeper that was obsessed with her like pageant stuff, but I
Okay.
don't really know a lot of conspiracy theories. I have to
So
find
so
one.
So aliens, like I'm gonna help you out here. Aliens.
Okay.
Do you like? Do you believe in aliens?
I mean, I believe in extraterrestrial life that lives outside of the
Outside
Earth.
of
There
us.
has to be, like there just has to be.
What about?
Um,
There's another one like the ocean. Like think about like how scary the
oh
ocean
yeah,
is. I mean, I'm afraid of. I love shallow water at the beach, and I love walking the beach, whatever. But like the deep ocean scares me,
yeah,
because
same.
I can't see anything. I don't know what's there. Like if I can't see it, I don't want any part of it. And
No.
so yeah, so
No, I'm the same way. The whole like only 5% of the ground is discovered and stuff, and that's
yeah,
freaky. I would always look up like mermaid videos and be like, mermaids are real. Like, I
yeah. See, there you
fully
go. There's
believe it.
one. There's one. Mermaid. There you go.
I don't know, like
We found we
mermaids are real.
we somehow found a way for you to go ahead and say mermaids.
Mermaids.
So you
But
believe
yeah,
Ariel is somewhere swimming under
somewhere
there.
in the deep
What
sea.
what about the talking crab? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, yeah.
No, was his name Sebastian? I forget. That was
Sebastian, I think, yeah.
yeah, it was
The
right.
red, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
am so excited for that. I love Disney live action. My like biggest goal in life is to be Rapunzel in the Tangled live action.
oh my goodness, I
That's
could see that. I could see that.
really
Do you
okay
know?
because I
Do you know what else I could see? I could see if they ever did a live action Elsa. I could see that too.
oh no,
And
I
you
would
could
love that.
sing.
I
Boom.
would
I
love
think I
that.
think we just casted that. I think on the
Honestly,
Race Reflection we just
I need
casted that.
I need to figure out some connection to Disney so they have me like on the back burner, kind of like, oh, like this girl, like we could use her, like, but I need to get into Disney now so that way when they make their live action,
Yeah.
I'll be a
You
candidate
because you know they will at some point do a live action of Frozen. They will at some point. It is their
at
most
some
popular
point.
movie like ever. At
And
some point.
I am very Scandinavian, so like that like Swedish like very white blonde hair that is like my ancestry. So like it works. Like
Unlike me who has like the fake
yeah,
blonde,
you're like
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could play Elsa, right? Right? I mean, no, no. No. I too would love to do like a live action Disney movie as well. I don't know who I'd play though, but I too would maybe the I don't know if you ever seen this movie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. There you go. There you go. I'm
Oh
kidding.
my gosh.
I'm poking fun at
No.
myself. If you can't poke fun at yourself, then you know what you could do to get into Disney. Here you go. I'll give you some advice. Ready?
Okay.
If you move down to like the LA area, okay, work for Disneyland Anaheim, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then be Elsa. And then there you go.
That's
So that
true.
way you're rehearsing, you're practicing, and then all of a
In the
sudden, if they're
songs.
like, "Hey, we need an audition," you audition, and you're already in the door. You're already, "Hey, I'm already employee at Disney. You're gonna want
Exactly.
me. Come on, yeah. See, there you
I
go.
should look at that for like a summer job. That'd be a really fun summer job.
Right? Wouldn't it be? I mean, you would
That
kill
would
that.
be.
You would kill that.
I
You would kill that.
I would definitely, yeah, I can definitely do like the princess voice, like, hello everyone, like that vibe. So,
And you'd be good with the kids. So there you go.
yes,
And
I
they
could
wouldn't
do
be
it.
scared to like go up to you because they would be like, "Oh, look at there's Elsa." Like I feel like I feel like if I like dressed up as someone, they'd be like, "This guy's got to get away! Like get away from me!" Like
You could be like, because they have the superheroes now. So,
yeah,
like, you could be like Spider-Man or like
right.
one
Something
of
that to
those.
hide my face. There you go.
No,
So, okay,
no, gosh.
I'm good. Right? No, I love it. I love it. Where can people find you on the social medias and all that stuff?
Um, Pretty much everything. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All of that is just my name, Ava Lynn Thuresson. And TikTok too is just my name. I kind of went and did made everything my name. So it should just be everything should just be my name. Even my Snapchat, it's not like something from sixth grade. It's actually like just my name. But yeah, but
it's
yeah,
not
everything.
it's not like cutie lover
Yeah, it's not like Sweet
14.
Pea
Yeah.
loves horses. Yeah, that's my Webkins account. That's
I love that you're saying this because I still embarrassingly have some email accounts from when I was
yes.
like,
Oh
you
god.
know, like 14, 15, and you're like, "Oh, or whatever, I'm just going to make an account." Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was Sweet Pea loves horses, and my password was I love ballerinas. So I was in for a treat, but
Are you
yeah.
doing any of the TikTok dances or are you just
No.
pushing your
I
music?
mean,
No.
I feel like I should because I am a
Right?
dancer.
You'd be so
So
good at
like,
it.
but I don't know, something in me. Sometimes I'll post like lip syncing, like me and my friend, like dancing and stuff. Um, but most of it is just like my music and then like stupid stuff with my friends.
Yeah.
But maybe I should start doing like TikTok dances and stuff.
Hey, your boy Nathaniel hit one the other day, all right? And
Mm,
and 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 he's trying. He's trying. No.
mm-hmm.
I think if TikTok was around when I was in high school, I probably would be one of those TikTok celebrities right now.
Probably.
But you know what? That's okay. I'm going to create my own path the way that I'm going to do it. But as are you. But
Yes.
anyways, Ava, thank you so much for taking
Thank
time out of your
you.
busy day to chat with me.
No.
I had so much fun.
It really was fun. It was a actual conversation, like you said, very genuine and a lot of fun.
I'm glad. I'm glad. You have a fan for life in me. I really appreciate you doing this, taking time out of your day. I know you're a busy individual, but I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see. I follow you on Instagram and all of that. I can't wait to see, what you got next, and definitely excited for your
Awesome.
future as well.
Awesome. Yeah, she follows me on Instagram. You also have a blue check mark. Oh, look at that. See, there
Oh,
you
yeah.
go. What does that means like you're like famous, right?
I verified. I just got it because of the voice, but
verified?
verified. I'm a verified human now in society. But
Right. Yeah, right.
yeah,
No, well, she's verified, and we're all making our way. Thank you again so much for doing this. That is going to do it for this episode of the Reyes Reflection podcast. And you know the deal. May you live, may you love, and may you thrive. I'm Oprah as a dude, and I love you all.